Hey everybody, today's show is so special. I have the ladies of Richards Reddick Realty and they're in the house. We're going to be talking about teamwork. Today's show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, I told you I was going to bring my team in. So I want to introduce you to everybody. To my left, we have the beautiful Debbie Norton. Say hi, Debbie.
Hey.
To my far right, I have Korea Gunn Whitted. And of course, right next to me is my crazy sidekick, Sarah Rivers.
She meant beautiful.
So let's get started now. What I wanted to do was talk about how we work together.
Wait a minute. I'm taking over the show.
All right, it's a producer takeover. Yeah, all right.
Those are favorites?
Yes.
Yes, alrighty. So I have a couple of questions. My first question is for the ladies. Tell me the importance of working as a team in a brokerage. Tell me what the importance of that is.
Okay, I think I want to start. Being a new realtor and coming into different brokerages, because that's kind of what my journey has been. Coming into this one, I think the most important thing when you're working with a team is actually feeling like it is a team, not like you're an individual on the outside looking in, right? And other people are doing it and they're a team. But this made you feel more like you're a part of this team. So when I've never been to a closing before and I could say, can I go to your closing just so I can see what it is? She has no problem with that. That's part of a team. That's like really teaching me hands-on training on what real estate is.
Right. What's your take on it, Debbie?
I think with the diverse talents that we all have, I think we truly complement each other, which makes a huge difference. If one doesn't know the answer, the other one does.
Absolutely.
That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Korea?
I really think what I like the most is that Susan, she always says if it's something that she doesn't know, she say, you know what, Sarah is good with that. Call Sarah. Or you know what, Debbie is good with that. And what I really like is that we all have talents outside of real estate, but we still need them to do real estate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To me, that's very important because I think that there's never a dumb question that you can ask, and nobody knows everything. So there are times where I can call on Sarah and I need something fast, and she's a real techie kind of person, and she introduces me to things that I didn't even know about. I can call Debbie. Debbie is good with graphics and making things, and she's good with, I can call her, and I can always call my fashion designer over here. Okay, she's gonna get me right. So it's really important that in the military they have this thing where they leave no man behind, and that's what I don't want us to. If one of us shine, we don't want to shine and dim somebody else's light.
Yes.
So I think that is what we're not gonna leave anybody behind. We're gonna pick each other up and all cross over the finish line.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are talking about how you guys interact well as a team, but tell me, what do you think are the most important components of teamwork? Because I think that that's where a lot of people get it misconstrued about exactly what a team is. Tell me, what are the fundamental parts of being a team member? And then because then I want to take it one step further and ask you, how do you identify the leader of the team?
Okay.
I think first, with any team, you gotta get some chemistry. Just like with a basketball game. At first, you'll see someone get traded to another team, and they'll say it's gonna take about 4 or 5 games before they get that chemistry. So, and that comes with us knowing each other, knowing something about each other. We don't have to be together all the time, but to me, that is one of the core parts of building the team.
I was going to say, being a good team member really means knowing your strength, right? So knowing on what is my strength and knowing what your weaknesses are too. And knowing when to call upon or say, you know what, that's not really my realm, let me call somebody else, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but I feel like that's what really makes a good team, is everybody knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are, and also not being afraid to ask for help from your team.
Right.
That's what makes
Yeah.
it.
I think communication. I think we all have great communication.
Yeah.
Team meetings, you know, team hangouts. If we have a question, you know, we answer it.
Yes.
And just that overall communication, I think and we all have open communication. We can ask each other anything.
What do you think is important that you're going to need from this new team?
Well, what I really like is that I think having common goals and not being so competitive.
Yes.
And if you win, you want me to win. So I think when you form a team, everyone has to really have the same goal. And we do. We want to win, so we help each other.
Yeah.
When you identify that there are some weaknesses, how do you go about lifting up your team as far as compensating for things that they may be weak in?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I'm the first one to say help. I'm not good, I'm not a techie and that sort of thing, you know, but I know how to bring people together and how to make money. Now that's I can ace that, you know. So like you say, you got to identify what the weakness is. So I've identified that I'm not going to do graphics a lot or a techie, you know what I'm saying? But these girls all know how to do it and they have no problem. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think really that's a tricky question.
It is.
It's a tricky question, Sheila, the way you asked that.
We got to put a little more thought into that.
But what I'm really trying to understand is like, because you know, sometimes, especially when you're on a team, a lot of times there are quintessential weaknesses and there's people that have strengths that like surpass everybody else's. But the things that we don't want to talk about are the weaknesses. But in business, ideally, we want to enhance and make the weaknesses not weaknesses anymore.
Right.
So maybe, Susan, that's a question for you as a leader. How do you cultivate those weaknesses that have been identified in people to make them turn into strengths?
Well, I'm still trying to look up Quinto Central. No, I'm just joking. No, seriously. I think what I found when I was a new realtor, that going to a class in the classroom wasn't enough for me. Mm-hmm. So as a leader, it's almost like mothering. You know what I'm saying? You got to have one-on-one time. Spend time with that person, and then you can start identifying that. So like I have a brand new agent here. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to sit with her and I'm going to literally walk her through, not telling her to go to a class. She's going to be by my side. So we're going to go out with a new buyer and we're going to start doing the research. So at the end, if I walk her through every step of that process, at the end, if she's taking notes, like she should be, what will happen is she will know every step in that one process. But you're right, there's a lot of different processes that we have to know.
Yeah.
One more question is how, because even when you're teaching, Susan, all right, because you're the leader of this team, when you're teaching, how is it that you go about understanding what each person needs? Are you doing one-on-one meetings with them? Is it a standard meeting? Like, as a leader, how is it that you are able to reach out and pull those things out? Because people aren't going to naturally say, I'm bad at this.
Can I answer that for her? Right? Because I feel like what Susan does is Susan really does take her time to call you and to like just have a conversation. Hey, how you doing? How is everything? And she really wants to figure out, how can I help you? How can I make this better for you? She's constantly giving me reassurance and telling me, you're doing so awesome. Look how much better you did this year from last year. You know, don't get down. She's never wanting you to stay and look at the negative of the weakness that I may see in myself, and I see it as she doesn't want you to nurture your weakness. She wants you to nurture your strength. So she's constantly reminding you of your strengths. So then that way you're not kind of feeling bad for yourself because you're not good at something. You know, and I feel like that's what she does as a leader. I feel like she gives me confidence. She reinstills that into me over and over and over again. You know? So I feel like that's what she does as that leader.
Yeah,
and another thing,
got that cheerleader thing.
Yeah. And she almost have a mothering way of doing things.
Yeah.
So just to give a little information, she texted me one day and I text her back. I was like, well, I'm doing my best. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. I was telling her, I was like, I'm trying my best. I'm giving this my all. And Susan was like, Korea, you got this. You just started. You're doing this great. Your videos are good. You know, it's coming. And she didn't even know that I was having an emotional moment. She had no clue. It was nothing in the text. I just answered the question that she said. I'm doing my best. And she just gave me a whole paragraph of, you're doing this great, you're doing this great, you're doing this great. This is gonna come over time. When am I gonna see you? Call me. And she cares about our family life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
She loves our family and she makes sure that home is good. Even today, she said, you want me to call your husband? I love it.
Yes.
We're gonna keep talking about teamwork, this is good. But if you wanna hear what I have to say and this wonderful team, you gotta come back on Real Estate Real Talk. See you next time.
Bye.